It's Sunday, right? Peter Chance and Cecil Hooker are going to start us off with something. Welcome, my friends, to the Church of Baseball, Poetry, and Rock and Roll. Today we're going to reflect on the 7 deadly sins and their remedies, the holy virtues. We're all sinners, but we can work the virtues. So here we go. First sin, sin number 1, lust, luxuria, extravagance. The remedy, chastity. Is there something inherently wrong with wanting something, wanting someone? The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. If wanting means lacking something, should we not believe we have all we need? We lack for nothing. Anything we want then is redundant to what we need. Is that what makes lust, desperately wanting something, sinful? Sometimes, though, what we want, what makes us want something is our experience of having had it. A Mr. Softy chocolate vanilla twist makes me want itself as soon as I have it. Is that perverted? Can I be blamed then for wanting other such deliciousnesses over and over? So what if one of them is shaped similarly but in a not so Mr. Softy way and I want to lick it? I tried chastity. It ironically got me into loads of trouble. Well, one load. You see, when you're trying to save yourself for marriage but are feeling primal urges otherwise, you forge ahead, yet try to justify it by not using birthday control. A load of trouble. If only I could have kept my legs crossed for another quarter century. Yeah, that's a practical plan. Shit. Lust not, want not. Bust that chastity thing though, that's gotta go. Gluttony. Gula. The remedy for gluttony. Whoops. Gluttony is abstinence. Oh shit. They tried that too. Okay. I am not a big eater. As the plates were passed, we were urged as kids to remember to make sure everyone got some. So I was an inadvertent early adopter of that smaller portions thing. On top of that, I take my time when I eat. I like to dine. In fact, eat, talk, drink, talk. Friends might insist I eat slowly because I like to talk. Not true. I savor. So I can't exactly relate to the gobbling gluttony thing unless we're talking ice cream, which I already confessed to in that lust segment, but allow me to elaborate here. I can eat a pint of Haagen-Dazs chocolate chip without blinking. Possibly without talking. But definitely with a morning after sugar hangover. Okay, so I do know gluttony. Anything where you have to deal with a hangover the next day is subject to the gluttony stick. Booze stumbles to mind. Can't exactly tell about the pot thing, though that's maybe because you're still stoned when you wake up and all is well. Then there's the classic love hangover. You're glowing and possibly feel too good. But how about a great lustful argument? The night before you were a bloody fucking Mad Hatter and telling your girl so, boy. Were you exhaling? But now, the morning after, you find you're a sick, hungover with exhaustion, and for what? That bitch? She made you argue too much. She did? Or are you a glutton for punishment? You know the phrase, whip me, beat me, make me take communion. Some of us were professionally trained as children to take it, whatever it was. Just sit there and take the abusive joking of the nuns, the over-friendly greeting by the family friend, the invective from the crone on the one train who smells like your old Hollywood dive bar. You take it because you've been trained to be polite. You don't want to hurt their feelings, do you? You take it because you have been trained to be polite. Maybe I do know more about gluttony than I thought. Hurting my own feelings for the sake of someone else? Abstinence is the remedy. I should abstain from hurting my own feelings for the sake of someone else. And keep the Haagen-Dazs down to a low roar. Greed. Avariccia. The remedy for greed is liberality. Of course, we all know Gordon Gekko's famous Wall Street adage. Brief, easy to remember. What I can't believe is that I remember the name of the character and I never even watched the fucking film. That's how much that quote was floated around at the time the flick hit. Greed is good. Where has it gotten us, though, and what's the point? I often wonder as I flip past the ads in the New York Times Sunday magazine, how much is enough? Who needs to have a $15,000 necklace? And if you can afford one, should you buy one or use the money to sponsor a village of Sally Struthers kids? Then you can flip through the portfolio of their pictures and bring the better looking ones back to the Hamptons to work as your personal busboy and gourmet gardener. Okay, maybe I have that half right, because the remedy for greed is liberality. No, not being a liberal. Don't panic, that has not been officially sanctioned. We need to be liberal. Liberality, I think, is openness and sharingness. Sharingness isn't a word, but it should be. It's a state I believe we should all try to live in. Back to that thing about making sure there's enough for everybody. Have greedy types been raised in such a deprived environment, physically or emotionally, that they have an inbred need to hoard, to be greedy? What is the real remedy for that neediness? Can the rest of us ever show them enough liberality that they could stop worrying about not having enough? Because in the end, that's how it appears. There is no how much that is enough for them. The greedy will never feel full, no matter if they're gourmet trained at the CIA. It's all about the remedies. Sloth. Sloth? Anybody? Sloth? Tristezia, spiritual apathy, sadness. The remedy for this is, I know it's hard to take, diligence. Okay. I hate sloth, mostly because I can so easily resemble it. I have suffered from depression, that feeling of desperate sadness. Tristezia, muy triste. And the apathy. The apathy. Does anything really matter? Come on. What difference does it make if I maintain my sanity? Is anyone really going to care? But somehow we overcome these feelings, whether with prescriptions or self-medications, and press on because it is our job to care, to maintain our own sanity. I mean, if everyone went batshit, who would pick up your kid from daycare? So we go to work. We try to make things happen. We look for reinforcements. Then your mom calls and tells you your friend was in a car accident and her best friend has breast cancer. Fight the sloth of depression! I just pictured the sloth of depression. He's a super droopy sloth and he just has to be ignored. Beating things to a pulp was my brother's department, so otherwise I think that's what you need to do with the sloth of depression, that SOD. At the risk of bringing up the lust conversation again, we should concentrate on what we want and not on what we don't want. In this case, we want to be diligent rather than fighting the sloth. You have to make up your life, think of things to do, and be. You have to keep busy, be diligent, take action. Just be diligent, just diligent it.
I'm living in sin.
Wrath. Oh shit, I got this one down. Ira. Vengeance. The remedy for wrath is patience. It's so weird. These remedies are like, you don't really, they don't quite match up, but patience. Ready? Paybacks may be a bitch, and hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, but I'll get you if you don't heed my words. Don't. Welcome to the Isle of Wrath. Is that your name? My pop used to make fun of us kids when he spotted someone wearing a long face. Look at the puss on that. I hated that when he'd say that to me, but he was right. Anger is worthless. Being mad at someone usually hurts the angry one. The hurtful ones go about their glorious ignorance business. It's not that they don't care, they don't know the difference. But sometimes I can't help it. People piss me off. Has anyone watched the news lately? Fox News? God. Yesterday in the Times, the Florida State football coach was all like non-apologetic about the girl who'd been raped like 2 years before, and then they waited until Florida State won the fucking football championship in 2014, and then they started asking her, oh yeah, what about that rape thing? Fuck those sports people! Impunity. Come on, this is not right. Misogyny is not like a name brand. Come on, stop that. Anyway, I'm a little pissed about that. A lot pissed. And Beverly Sills is still dead. If that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what does. But then I tried to take the 2 train from 96th Street, and a man, like a middle-aged fella, while there are still mothers and strollers disembarking, he butts in front of me on the platform and gets my seat. That's enough to make me spit. But that kind of anger is redundant in the subways of New York. The good news is there's a drummer on the train. He starts playing slowly as the train pulls out of the station and builds momentum with it, double, triple time in his rhythm as we gain speed. I look around the car and I see a young boy point a child to his dropped mitten. A woman asks a teenager what he's reading. 2 girlfriends showing off their purchases in Spanish. All it takes is patience. New York City is a miracle of patience. If any large number of us carried around any measure of wrath, we'd never pull this miracle off. Every day. We do it every day, y'all. The drummers pull us out of it. Patience makes it happen. Be patient. Anybody keeping track? Sin number 6. Envy. Invidia. The remedy for envy. Anybody? Kindness. Oh my God, kindness. How cool is that? If envy is wishing for things you don't have, guilty as charged. I am envious of a lot of things, mostly the time I've wasted. And of course, that's on me. So let me not get depressed. Let the sloth of D grab me again and tell you what I wish. I wish Pamela Anderson had kept her original face and body. She was beautiful. I wish further she and Tommy hadn't released their tape. That's not envy, that's cultural protectiveness. And I'm no prude, but I don't find other people's sex tapes it's embarrassing. And then the Hilton people pile on, and then there's K Crew, and then this other talentless hack is, she has the best ass. I wish we cared about other things. I wish I didn't know the names of lots of actors in the films that I've not been in. And I wish I'd seen more of those movies. I wish I didn't feel a surge of ugh when I see my friend on the reruns of her old sitcom and wonder how many royalties she's getting. Shit. I wish I weren't afraid of doing the wrong thing. I'm envious of people who take action, but the ones who behave heedlessly scare me. They make me more heedful than ever. The envy of media careerists is whittled down to nothingness. Ever the more coverage we must suffer, or uncoverage, you might say. Maybe I have envy wrong, though. Maybe I am kinder than I realize, and it's they who are mean. But I am required to be kind in the face of their nastiness? Is it really so un-PC to call these girls and boys of sex tape whores? Or at least hoes? Writer Kathy Sipe replied to people who got uptight about value judgments. She said, I've got the values, so I'm making the judgment. Whores! Be kind, rewind, and keep the lens cap on. Here we are. Number 7. Anybody? What's left? Some people mentioned it today. You got it? D? Pride. Pride. Superbia. Superbia in Latin. Oh, I'm superb. The remedy for pride is humility. Okay? Well, wait a minute. It's hard not to have a big ego when you are actually great. Can we agree on that at least? If not, I don't think we can be friends. Not even like on Facebook. In all seriousness, have you ever dealt with people who are so proud they're basically living in an alternative reality? Right? Alternate reality? Alternative? Oh yeah, I guess you have. We all have. Hello, chump. Falling back into that envious wishing again. Wishing I felt less American pride, so I wouldn't feel so embarrassed that Megyn Kelly is a bleeder. If only I were less prideful. So then there's the pride of the Catholic Church elders, the bishops, assiduously maintaining their alternative reality stance of having done nothing wrong in playing past the prelate. One, Cardinal Mahoney in Los Angeles, apologized. Ooh, and the agreement didn't require he do so. That's precious. They should all be apologizing. Holding truth commissions as the ANC did. But that would require they spotlight the remedy for pride. Humility. Humility is the remedy for pride. These two notions are perhaps the most diabolically opposed. If one is proud, one hardly feels the need for a remedy. First of all, you are just great with a capital G. Humility is for losers. And those of us with any humility remaining, because let's face it, our culture doesn't really promote humility anymore. Those of us with humility, ability, are considered suckers by those assholes. Pride goeth before a fall. It's a paraphrase of Proverbs 16:18. This does not mean that as soon as you take on humility, you are bound to fall. This means that prideful types become so utterly desperate that at the last minute they must bail on their facade of pride. So maybe a little advanced humility will actually help you save face. Ever think of that? Huh? Well, did you? Tell the truth and shame the devil. The truth shall set you free.
I'm living in sin. Say it with us.
Are you sorry for the virtues? We can save our country. Thank you all. Go out and do some good stuff and work the virtues. Peter Chance and Cecil Hooker, 2/5 of Too Many Lauras, who will be headlining February 27th, Saturday night at 9 o'clock at Sidewalk. Thank you guys. Mwah. And thank you everybody for coming out to support. I'm so happy. And I was doing a religious thing, so it all kind of came together. Mwah.